Okay, so nobody wants to see a fat girl compete in an eating competition. Any eating competition, because clearly I've already won the eating competition of life. And this is what I tried to explain to my friend Maria. As we were at the Bacon Brew Festival on H Street a few years ago, this guy had come around with a clipboard asking for participants for a pie eating contest. And Maria turns to me all excited. "Oh, Victoria, we should do this. I have always wanted to compete in an eating competition. You should do it with me." And this is hilarious. Coming from my tall, tan, slender, leggy Italian-American friend to her porky Portuguese friend. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. And she won't take no for an answer. She cajoles, she pleads, and then she goes right for the gut. She looks at me with those big brown eyes and she says, "This has been a lifelong dream of mine." And I'm just like, dreams? Girl, get your priorities straight. Dreams are like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, curing cancer, getting up in front of a room of people and telling a story. Yeah. What kind of dreams are an eating contest? But I look into that sweet face, and like a little lip is quivering, and I'm like, who am I to tell people they can't have their dreams? So I agree. And she like squeals, and yes, we're gonna do this. And I cross my arms, but I'm not gonna try. So we sign up for this thing, and they call all the contestants up, and like she's going up there, she's bounding like this like little puppy dog ready to do this, and I'm like trying not to make eye contact with the crowd. And of course, we're the only two women. The rest is 5 other men, like typical hipster H Street men. They're like poured into these tight jeans, and they're like as big as my thigh, and most of their body weight is coming from their facial hair. But I'm not fooled. I grew up with an older brother. I know you men can eat. You just eat and eat and eat, and you don't get any weight. I eat a piece of bacon, I get a 3rd butt cheek. So Maria goes up to them, and they like stop all their gorilla chest pounding, and she's like, "Hi boys, you ready to eat?" And I'm just like, don't look at me. Okay, so what's gonna happen is there's one pie, one regular size pie, and there's gonna be 5 minutes. First 4 minutes, everyone just dives in and eat as much as you can in 4 minutes with no hands. But on the last minute, the top 3 pies that have been the most eaten, they do this like 1-minute bum rush to see who wins. So we all get out our stations, hands behind our back, and the announcer's like, 3, 2, 1, go! And all 4, so Maria included, just dive head first into this cherry pie. It's like pigs in a trough. It's disgusting. And I'm looking at them and I'm being like, not doing that. So I go for a large piece of crust. And I take this bite of crust, and it's like the Sahara Desert in my mouth, just sand. And I've gotta chew. And as I'm chewing, I'm listening to the announcer, and I'm surprised. Because he's narrating these events, and he's like, guy number 1, I don't remember his name, guy number 1, he's in the lead, but wait, Maria's not too far behind. And it keeps going back and forth like this, like Maria sounds like she might have a fighting chance. And I like look up from my pie and I look at her, and this song comes into my head. All the women who are independent women, throw your hands up at me. Like, clearly not a singer. I'm a girl from the 90s, right? I grew up with like Destiny's Child, No Doubt, Spice Girls. This is about girl power. I've got to make sure my friend wins because she has found her inner fat girl. She has a chance. She can beat these dudes. So I take my face and just slam it into this cherry pie. And I've got this plan in my head. I gotta catch up. And if I can like out-eat these other dudes, I'll push Maria and I into the finals. And then when that last minute happens, I just won't eat. and Maria's on her own, but she can do it. So we're in these pies, and that 4 minute stops, and we like come up to breathe, and it's horrific. It's like barbaric. It's cherry pie, so it's like blood running down our faces. And we did it. I did it. I pushed Maria and I into the final. We're gonna make this minute. So again, he's like, hands behind your back. 3, 2, 1, go! They jump back, the two of them, the guy and Maria, faces in the pie. And I'm just like nosing around in my trough, pretending to eat, pushing a little cherry to the side. You've got this, Maria. You got this. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. That minute comes by so fast. We come back up for air. The dude, like, clearly is out. So they're just going to inspect these two pies, like me and Maria. And we get up to the table, and I'm, like, holding her hand pageant style. Like, she's going to be Miss Pie Eater H Street. And I'm going to throw up that arm when they call her name, victorious as her, like, wing girl. We're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. And finally, the announcer comes back. Whew. It was close. It was tight. It was fun. Victoria is our winner by a piece of crust. And I throw up my hand. Ooh. And another 90s song comes into my head. A little Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Yes, just a little too ironic. I really do think.